Pues muy buenas a todos, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos a un nuevo vídeo, a una nueva entrevista. Ya habéis visto tanto en el título como en las publicaciones, como en la miniatura, que vamos a hablar con Ruben Hyppolite II, jugador de la Universidad de Maryland, drafteado en cuarta ronda por los Chicago Bears en el pick 132. Gracias a nuestro querido David por la fantástica miniatura que ha hecho, y me acompaña el artífice de que estemos hoy con este jugador, Adri Fraguas, que si ponéis una arroba delante lo encontráis tanto en Twitter como en Instagram. Amigo, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estáis? Bienvenidos a Multiverso True Freshman. Qué mal se me da a mí presentar esto, pero da igual, poco a poco ya me voy haciendo nada. Muchas gracias a Rubén, sobre todo, ¿no? Que lo tenemos ya ahí preparado, por concedernos esta maravillosa entrevista.
Es una pasada poder contar con un jugador que ha sido drafteado hace apenas 7, 8 días aquí en Raritos del Football, así que nada, vamos con la charla de Ruben Hyppolite y nos vemos al final del vídeo. Y nada, todo lo que os parezca esta entrevista, por favor, dejádnoslo por comentarios, y todo el feedback recibido sabéis que siempre lo recibimos con los brazos abiertos. Nos vemos.
Bienvenido, Rubén, a Raritos del Fútbol. Gracias por aceptar nuestra invitación. Apenas una semana después del NFL Draft. Lo primero, ¿cómo estás y cómo vas procesando todos estos días que me imagino que han sido de grandes emociones para ti?
Ruben, welcome to Raritos del Football. Welcome to our podcast, to our talk show. First of all, thank you for accepting our invitation just a week after the NFL draft and just a week after being drafted for the Chicago Bears. First of all, man, how are you, and welcome?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm doing great. Just excited to be here, excited to talk to you all, and have y'all get to know me. So it's all good.
Perfect, man. How have you been processing everything these past few days? Because I imagine it's been an emotional roller coaster for you.
Yeah, it's been great. Still soaking it all in. Still hasn't hit me yet. Just counting down the days until I go up to Chicago and get started. But it's been great. Just been enjoying my time. Training, getting ready for rookie mini camp. Enjoying my time, with my family, my friends, and everybody else.
Are you in Chicago right now?
No, I'm in Maryland. I'm still in my place in Maryland. Training out here, and getting ready to go to Chicago on Thursday.
Adri.
Sí, genial. Para llegar a este gran momento de tu carrera, nos gustaría conocerte un poco más, para conocer tu evolución. ¿De dónde eres y cuándo empezaste a jugar a fútbol?
Yeah, Ruben, to get to this amazing point in your career, we'd love to get to know you a bit better and understand your journey. And where are you from, and when did you start playing football?
Yeah, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Born and raised down south. Started playing football or taking it seriously around sixth grade. That's when I really, figured out or found out that I was gifted at this sport and that it would be, it wouldn't be smart of me not to play. So I just started doing that. Played running back coming out of high school, or going into high school. And then when I got into high school, I switched to play linebacker, play defense. And then just, took off from there. Got, a lot of scholarship offers to go to college, and then chose Maryland because I wanted to, help build a program, build a culture, and then, played 5 seasons there, and then ended up, in this position being drafted into NFL. So it's been a great journey so far, and looking forward to, the journey ahead.
Yeah, amazing, man, amazing. Yep. Adri.
Sí, mira, casi se adelantó un poco lo que íbamos a preguntarle, ¿no? Porque en su época de high school ha estado en la lista del ESPN 300 y ha sido uno de los linebackers top de la nación. ¿Cómo recuerdas un poco esta época y tu elección por Maryland?
Yeah, Ruben, in your high school days, you were listed in the ESPN 300 as one of the top linebackers in the country. How do you remember that time, and what led you to your final decision to choose Maryland?
Yeah, so I went to a private school, American Heritage. I went there my first 3 years, and then decided to transfer to a public school my senior year because I wanted to graduate high school early and enroll in college early. And then, from that point on, I met one of my high school coaches, Junior Rosegreen. He really helped me develop as a player, and then from a mentality standpoint, he really changed, just how I play the game and how I think about the game when it came to my senior year of high school. And then from that moment, I just took off into the player that I am now, and just haven't looked back from there. I mean, it was a great time. Like that last year of high school was like my best year of high school, in my opinion. Just coming up in private school my whole entire life, and then going to a public school for my last year was very eye opening for me, as far as just the people that I've met and the relationships that I've built, and just what I learned from seeing other people that weren't like me. So it was great, man. I enjoyed that experience.
Oh,
It's amazing to
Cin-
can hear you, to listen to this experience.
Mhm.
sí. 5
Adri?
años en los Terrapins, donde consigues más de 250 tackles en 51 partidos. ¿Cómo ha sido tu evolución desde tu año freshman hasta ahora? ¿Cómo son los eventos que crees que han sido fundamentales en este proceso?
Yeah. Ruben, you spent 5 years in the Terrapins, achieving over 250 tackles and in 51 games. Sorry. How would you describe your evolution from your freshman year to now?
Yeah, really my freshman and sophomore year, I was just out there playing on, pure talent and ability. Obviously I knew what to do, but I wasn't really a polished football player, if you will. And then my junior year, I had a position coach named Lance Thompson. He came into the fold, and then he helped me really become more of a student of the game. He taught me a lot about concepts, which was very important in football. Just understanding concepts and understanding what you're going to get based off of what formation you're getting and whatnot. So um, he was very vital to my development as a not only as a football player but as a man. Very respectable in the business, but also he's a great man, great leader of men. So learned a lot from him, and really credit a lot of my success that I had these past 2 seasons to him.
You think the most difficult part in in this moment for you was to study and learn a new playbook and a new scheme, a new different schemes and something like that?
Yeah, talking about different schemes and different in the playbook and whatnot. I played a lot of different defenses. So like there's not a defense that I haven't played in, or haven't seen or haven't practiced in or played in I feel like the transition to this next level won't be difficult at all for me, because I've seen it, I played it and I've done it. The only difference is, it's different verbiage and different words that they use in the plays. So it's just, a matter of me processing that and learning that. But once I get that, I'll be all good and ready to go.
Yeah.
Genial. Te declaras al draft y empiezas muchos meses de intensa preparación, imagino que con la vista puesta en tu Pro Day, donde haces una actuación brillante, con el 4.39 incluido en los 40 yardas rush. Enhorabuena una vez más. Yo recuerdo felicitarte por Instagram y siempre respondías, eres un tío súper simpático con nosotros. Y parto en dos esta pregunta para ti, Aitor, para que se des en dos. ¿Cómo ha sido esta preparación y cómo ha sido importante tu Pro Day para las siguientes 4 semanas antes de llegar al draft?
Yeah, Ruben, to starting to go to the pre-draft process, get you declared for the draft and begin months of intense preparation for you. We are sure that your site set on the pro day where you delivered a brilliant performance, including an impressive 39 in the 40-yard dash. Congratulations once again, because Adri remembered that he congratulated you through Instagram, and you always replied and were super friendly with him. First of all, how was the whole preparation process for you?
Yeah, it was great. Me just from the Hula Bowl, I got invited to play in the Hula Bowl, so that was a great experience. And Nick Logan and his staff, they invited me instead of that invitation, so I was able to do that. Had a great week there. Didn't get a combine invite, so I was I didn't get in my feelings about it. I called them twice actually to see if I was invited on the list, and they said that I wasn't. So from that point on, I just knew that I had to get ready for my pro day, and I had one shot and one opportunity. And then I just hit the ground running. I was hitting good numbers, or crazy numbers, if you will, during training. It was just about maintaining that, and just keeping it going. Trained for about like 10 weeks because I had a later pro day. So it's an 8-week program, but I had to continue training because of my pro day was the 28th of March. So just going through that, and then getting to the performance, getting to the pro day, was just I went through it so many times, and it was just like at that point it was how fast can I run, how high can I jump, how much can I bench press, and then how fast can I look in the drills. It wasn't really much thinking because I did my processes, I did my setups and everything like over 1,000 times. So just going through that, and then the performance I had, and then going on all the visits that I went on like about 15 visits, and I had like 5 more Zooms on top of that, or 5 or more Zooms on top of that. So I've been ripping and running all April, and then just to get for just my story of not going to the combine, not going to the Senior Bowl or the Shrine Bowl, and then being able to get drafted, as high as I got drafted. It just goes. It's a testament. Shows the work that I put in, and that it doesn't matter what position you're in or what circumstance you're in. It's all about what you do with the opportunity. So that was my whole mindset behind that.
Adri.
Sí, bueno, más o menos con todo. Bueno, iba a preguntar ahora cómo intensas fueron esas 4 semanas para llegar al Pro Day, ¿no? Después del Pro Day, pero más o menos yo creo que nos lo contó, ¿no? Yo creo que vamos a pasar a la siguiente. Llega el gran día, nos encantaría poder acercarnos un poco más a tu historia del draft. ¿Dónde lo has vivido? ¿Con qué persona lo has compartido? ¿Cómo eran esas sensaciones durante los días previos y esos 3 días de draft? Muchos nervios, ¿cómo lo has vivido tú? ¿Cómo lo has sentido?
Yeah, Ruben, after this product process, finally, the final day is here. The big day finally arrives. And we'd love to get a bit closer to your personal draft story. Where were you when it happened? Who did you share that moment with your friends, with your family? And what were the feelings in the days leading up to the draft and during those 3 days along all the draft?
Yeah, so just getting to the draft, like the first 2 days, I didn't watch it, so I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch, the first 2 days. Yeah, I didn't watch it because I went, I was just, hanging out with friends and just, doing my own thing. Because I knew Saturday was gonna be my day, so I was like, I'm just Thursday, Friday, I'm just doing my own thing. Friday came around, and one of my teammates, Ty Felton, he got picked the last pick of the 3rd round, so that was great. Was able to see that. And then when Saturday came, I wrote on my mirror, I said 4th or 5th round, and I circled it on my mirror. And then I just, I have a big journal that I write in. So I just wrote, how I was feeling, what I wanted to happen. And just, wrote down my thoughts about, just the whole process and the draft and whatnot. And then Saturday comes around. I told my mom, I said, look, I don't want a lot of people there. I was at my grandmother's house. I'm like, look, I don't want a lot of people there. I just want, immediate family, and that's it. And then she ends up bringing like, my whole family. So everybody's in the house. And it was kind of perfect timing because, everybody was sitting down eating. I haven't eaten since like the morning. So at around this time, it's like 1 p.m. And the last time I ate something was like probably 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So I was like, I didn't want to eat nothing. I didn't want to do nothing. I ain't drinking no water, nothing. I was just like sitting there, with my family, just waiting on the call. And then, I got the call in the 4th round because, I saw a lot of linebackers going off the board. Once I saw that, I knew that it was going to put me in play to get drafted. So I was expecting, 5th round, worst case scenario, 6th or 7th. But, like I said before, just a testament to my faith, within the process and just my hard work and what I put in. And then, I got the call from, it was a Chicago area code. Picked up the phone. It was a GM that I met with on my visit, and that everybody else that I met with too was on the phone, and we were just talking. And it was I was just thankful that my family got to experience that. Like I said, me personally, I was ready to get to work, and I was excited for the opportunity, obviously. But my mindset just shifted to like, okay, now it's work time now. But I was thankful that my family was able to experience that, and everybody was happy and excited, and that's a core memory that everybody could have with them. So
suppose it's something like the big dream comes true, not only for you, because it's something like the dream come true for your family, for your friends, and I suppose that it was a little bit surprise when you when you get called by Ryan Pauls, I suppose, in this fourth round, and I think you have a little bit surprised that you received that call in the fourth round.
Yeah, no doubt. Just receiving that call from Mr. Poles, like you said, and I spoke with everybody, man. I spoke with the defensive coordinator, Coach Allen, Coach Smith. I spoke with Mr. Cunningham, the assistant GM. I spoke with everybody, man. Coach Johnson, Coach Johnson, the head coach. I met with all of them, so it was great. And then just the the relations that I built within the building with just the support staff and everybody else. They all congratulated me and whatnot. So it was just great to be there, hear their voices again on the opposite side of it. And then just like I said before, have my family and everybody that was there experience that, because they all helped me a lot along the way. I didn't get here by myself, and I was just thankful that they were able to experience that.
Adri.
Wow. Bueno, ahora íbamos a meter ahora el vídeo de la osera. ¿Te recuerdas, Aitor? Nada, le introducimos, ¿no? Que vamos a poner un vídeo de los compañeros de Vers España, la osera, que nos han dejado esta pregunta para ti.
Sí. Ruben, we have a friend called La Osera, okay? Is the biggest community here in Spain of fans of the Chicago Bears, okay? And they have two questions for you, and I'm going to share you the first question of one of these guys in the Osera, okay? That is Mario Peña, okay? With his first question.
Hi, Ruben. This is Mario from La Osera. We wanted to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, we wanted to know if the Bears contact you during the draft process, or the call was totally unexpected.
Yeah, so I went on so the NFL, they have things called 30 visits. So basically they can only invite 30 of their top guys that they want to have meetings with or personal meetings with. So I was invited on a 30 visit to Chicago. That was my second one. So right after my pro day, about 3 or 4 days after, I was invited on a 30 visit to Chicago. So I met with everybody prior to being drafted. So I met with them before, I got the call. So yeah, I did meet with them before.
Adri.
Sí, genial. Y después de ese momento, eres drafteado. ¿Cómo son esas horas siguientes, ese domingo siguiente? ¿Qué sentiste?
And Ruben, once you get drafted by the Chicago Bears, what are those hours like right after this big moment, and what was the following Sunday for you and your family?
Yeah, so right after, everybody was recording the TV and they saw, that whole thing happened. So that was good. My phone started going crazy. I got two phones, so my phone, both of them just started blowing up. I went outside. I had a hat on. I threw the hat, and I just started screaming when I was outside. I was screaming, screaming for joy, obviously, because it was a long process of just going through it, and everything that I said I was going to do, I did. And I wrote it down. I made it plain, and then it came to fruition. So that was that. Yeah, I mean, I had everybody was calling me, texting me, and congratulating me. I had an interview right after, and just immediately got on the phone, started working with the coaches and whatnot. So, that was that. The next day when I got up, it was just like, okay, well, I'm in the NFL now, so this is pretty cool. So, yeah, just enjoyed that. I enjoyed that day, the next day, and then I got right back to Maryland, and then got back to training. Just got back to work. So I can get ready for just rookie mini camp, and then the phase 2 of the workouts and everything coming up.
Okay. Adri.
Sí. Bueno, esta semana te he visto entrenando un poco lo que está comentando, ¿no? Que vi que ya estoy entrenando su hoja de ruta. Nada, preguntas un poco si ya has viajado a Chicago, si tienes una fecha para estar allí, más o menos ya nos estaba dando, un poco ampliar. Y has hablado algo con los entrenadores de los Bears posteriormente al draft sobre estos entrenamientos.
Yeah, Ruben, we see you in this past week in Instagram that you're training, and we think that your routine never stops. What's the roadmap looking like now? Have you traveled to Chicago? When you have to travel when you have to travel to Chicago? Do you have to, or because you have to start the rookie mini camp? Tell us about these next steps in your days.
Yeah, so I leave on Thursday, on the 8th to go up to Chicago, and then we had mini camp for about 3 days, and then we get right into phase two of the workouts with the veteran players. So um, that's kind of the next steps now. I mean, and then that's all I'm looking forward to, just getting that out the way, and then
Yeah.
getting the next phase out the way. You're just not looking too far ahead. I want to enjoy the process of it and enjoy the learning of it. So like I said, we got a mini camp next, and that's where my focus is. And then after once that's done, improve from that, get better, and then put my best foot forward with the workouts and with the training and with the meetings, and then we move on from there.
Okay, amazing.
Genial.
Adri?
Nuestros amigos de la Osera dejaron también esta otra pregunta para ti.
And second of all, we want to know, you're going to the Chicago Bears, our Chicago Bears, that are famous for their linebackers, among other things, but great linebackers in the history of the team, like Dick Butkus, Urlacher, Roquan Smith. How do you feel about that? No, it seems like big shoes to fill. Are you comfortable? Are you okay with that? You think you can do it? Okay. Best of luck.
I mean, it's a great opportunity. Just being able to actually, I kind of met Roquan last season. He came to one of our games in Maryland. And I connected with him, and he congratulated me for getting drafted, and then we
Oh,
just
yeah.
yeah, and then we talked back and
Wow.
forth. So just having that relationship and then knowing the pedigree of linebackers that they had, like Brian Urlacher, Mike Singletary, Dick Butkus. And then the guys that are there now, even like Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards, those are great veteran guys who done it at a high level. So um it's a great opportunity for me. It's just I see it as a great opportunity. I'm excited for it. And then just who knows, 10 years from now I could be with them in that conversation. So that's what I'm most excited about. And like I said, it's a great opportunity, man. I'm thankful and I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Adri?
Wow. Para los fans de España que aún no te conozcan, ¿cómo te definirías como jugador? ¿Qué es lo que más te gusta hacer en el campo?
Mhm. Ruben, for the fans in Spain who may not know you yet, how could you define yourself as a player?
Someone who's a very smart player. I have a great ability to read plays and go make plays very fast. Obviously, his speed is a great asset of my game. I'm very fast on the field. I can make plays and I can finish on the ball very aggressively. And I just love the game, man. Like I play like my hair's on fire. That's what it's about. Just being able to run sideline to sideline and make plays and add speed to the defense. I mean, because nowadays in this league, it's all about speed. So um, I'm just excited to show the fans that, and then they'll get to know me as my career goes on, as far as on a personal level. But as far as on the field, that's who I am.
What do you enjoy the most about being on the field?
Just the opportunity to play, because not a lot of people are blessed with this opportunity to play. You know, not only football but in the NFL. So it's a great opportunity. It's a great experience. It's a great honor to play in the NFL, and I definitely don't take it for granted.
Adri?
Genial. ¿Tienes quizás algún jugador o jugadores en los que te hayas fijado o te gusten especialmente, en los que has moldeado un poco tu juego en los últimos años?
Ruben, do you have any players that you've been looking up to or being particularly inspired by when shaping your own game?
Yeah, I watched a lot of Levante David film. We're from the same area. So I watched a lot of his film. Sean Dion Hamilton, I watched a lot of his film because he ran sort of that Alabama system in college. So just watching the film with him and Reuben Foster, and seeing how they played and just stuff like that. I watched a lot of film on him. And it's a lot of guys, man. Jermaine Carter was one who went to Maryland, so I know a little bit about him. EJ Henderson was another one. DeQuell Jackson. Who else, man? Yeah, I mean that's all I can think of right now, top of my head. But it's a lot. It's a lot of guys that I watch. Obviously
It's
Luke.
perfect, man. It's
Yeah, obviously Luke Kuechly is a big one. But yeah, man, it's a lot of guys that I watch and that I take from their game and apply to mine.
Kuechly is one of the greatest in the last decades, I think.
No doubt.
Yeah. Adri?
Sí. Ya estamos en la parte final, ya que ya estamos robando mucho tiempo. Nos gustaría conocerte un poco más también fuera del campo. ¿Qué te gusta hacer cuando estás entrenando? ¿Cuáles son tus principales aficiones? ¿Cómo son tus ratos de ocio?
The last 2 or 3 questions, Ruben. We'd also love to get to know you a bit more off the field. Okay, what do you enjoy doing when you're not training? What are your main hobbies, and how do you usually spend your free time?
Yeah, I'm a very creative mind. I have a creative mind. I like a lot of art. I go to a lot of museums. I make music. And like in my home right now, I have a lot of things on my wall, like frames, paintings, and stuff like that. Um, I like to read. I like to read too. Play the video game, obviously. And just stuff to keep my mind stimulated. And just creative. That's something that I really enjoy and think is important to have. Because it's a lot of things that are uh that can be distractions, and then I just like to put my mind on other things that can help myself expand and grow in many different areas. So those are some things that I do. Yeah.
Sí.
Vale. A nuestros invitados siempre les hacemos una pregunta. ¿Cuál es tu top 5 de jugadores favoritos? Pueden ser jugadores activos o retirados.
Ruben, to our guest, we always ask the same question. What is your top 5 favorite players? It can be players active or retired.
Yeah. Ray Lewis, Luke Kuechly, Levante David. I'll go Lamar Jackson, and I'll go who else? I'll go Zay Flowers, because I grew up with them. So Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers, yeah.
Yeah.
Say Flowers.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're a Raven supporter, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Lamar and Zay, they're
Yeah.
from where I'm from. So I, gotta show love to those guys.
So, yeah, but we think the same. We think that they are amazing players, yeah.
No doubt.
Ahora con esta respuesta se me ocurrió una pregunta que vuestra voy a improvisar.
Vale.
¿Tienes algún quarterback tienes como, si tuvieras que elegir algún quarterback para hacerle un sack, quizás cuál elegirías o cuáles 2 elegirías, por ejemplo?
Ruben, this is a question. If you have to choose one of 2 quarterbacks to make a sack, what quarterbacks do you choose?
Probably Lamar Jackson. And then let's go Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. Wow.
Jaden
Yeah.
Daniels. Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
They're very mobile quarterbacks. So it's hard to catch them. So when you can, it's always a great deal. So
It's like an extremely goal for you.
yeah, no doubt. I mean, for all it doesn't matter who I sack, man. But
Yeah.
But definitely those 2 guys are definitely for sure. I'll choose those 2.
A sack is always a sack.
Yeah, no doubt.
Adri?
Vale, vamos a terminar la última. En 2026, muy probablemente los Chicago Bears jueguen en España. Tenemos ganas de verte en directo. Para nosotros ha sido muy especial poder tenerte en el programa. Estoy seguro que esta televisión te ha acercado muchos fans de aquí en España. Te van a acercar mucho a los fans que van a verte próximamente en directo. ¿Conoces algo de España? ¿Tienes ganas de venir a jugar aquí?
Yeah, Ruben, the last question. To wrap things up, in 2026, it's very likely that the Chicago Bears come to play at Spain. Okay, we are excited to see you live. It's been really special having you on the show, and I'm sure this interview has brought you much closer to your fans here. Do you know anything about Spain? Are you excited to come play here?
Yeah, I know a little bit about Spain. Obviously, I watched a little bit of this a little bit, but I watched a little bit of soccer. Real Madrid was
Yeah.
my favorite. Yeah, Real Madrid was one of my favorite teams. And then I took Spanish in high school and in college, so I've learned a little bit about I learned a little bit about Spain and just uh, I think the city of Valencia, I learned a lot about from time to time. I'm a little bit spotty on it, but definitely excited to, if the opportunity presents itself to go out there, and just explore and learn about the city, and just Spain in general. I've never been out there personally. I've always just learned about it and stuff like that. But definitely, if we get to go out there, I'll definitely enjoy it for sure.
Everything you need to know more about Madrid, about Spain, or something like that, you can write us, and we are going to help you in any moment.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Okay. So Ruben, thank you so much for being here with us. For us, it's a pleasure. Can speak with you, and can know more about you, and man, many thanks.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay. Adri, ¿algo que le quieres decir por último?
No, nada, muchísimas gracias. Para mí fue súper especial poder contactar con él por Instagram. Es un tío súper simpático, creo que ya se ha demostrado en la entrevista y espero verte pronto aquí en España.
Sir,
Yeah,
appreciate it, man.
is telling you the same. Thank you so much, and this is so special for us, and we hope to see you in Spain in the future.
No doubt, man. Likewise, man. Appreciate it.
Have a great day, man. I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. You too.
Bye, man.
All right, boss.
Bueno, voy aquí. Bueno, pues esto ha sido la entrevista con Ruben Hyppolite. ¿Qué te ha parecido, Adri? Bueno, a mí, vamos, no me ha podido caer mejor.
Sí, a mí me ha flipado y a mí me ha gustado sobre todo cuando ha contado su historia del draft, los ojos aún se veía en la ilusión, ¿sabes? O sea, yo palpé una emoción en él, como una
Sí.
ilusión. A mí particularmente me parece de un valor incalculable esto. O sea, yo no es por tirarnos a nosotros aquí las flores, pero yo no recuerdo ver aquí en España tener un tío que no esté contando su historia del draft de una forma tan cercana, tan, ¿sabes? Esto estoy acostumbrado de verlo, pues no sé, en la televisión americana, en los
Bien.
Instagrams, sí, en la ESPN y tal. Entonces, para mí, lo único que podría decirle a Rubén, que ya se fue, ya se lo dije antes, es gracias, porque a mí me parecen como regalos, ¿sabes? Que yo no sé si a la gente le gusta más, menos estas entrevistas, pero yo las disfruto como un niño pequeño, yo lo reconozco.
Sí, hombre, tener un jugador que ha sido drafteado hace una semana, literalmente hace una semana, y esa parte que tú decías, ¿no? Que para él sigue siendo una sorpresa haber sido drafteado en cuarta ronda, que él se esperaba quizás haber salido un poquito más tarde, y no solo la emoción que él tenía, la emoción que tenía su madre, su abuela y demás. Esto no hace más que demostrarnos lo que queremos muchas veces, que estos son chavales como tú y como yo, tío. Que estos son chavales y
Sí,
que lo viven con una emoción, pues que aunque incluso cuando están tan cerca, ¿no? Cuando he dicho que tuvo 15 llamadas para visitas o 30, que no sé si tuvo 5 visitas más, 5 llamadas más por Zoom y demás. Hostia, aunque lo tienen tan cerca, hasta que no son conscientes, y este chico hasta que no se vea el primer día llegando ahí a las instalaciones de los Chicago Bears, y se ponga los pads y se ponga el casco y tal, va a seguir sin creérselo.
sí, pues va a ser seguramente como un niño con zapatos nuevos. Cuando llegue allí a la
Total,
instalación de los
total.
Bears, o sea, les hace una ilusión tremenda. Muchas veces a mí estas entrevistas me están sirviendo para acercarnos mucho más a lo que ellos realmente sienten, a cómo es, quiero decir, como humanizar, ¿no? Digamos, los jugadores, porque realmente estos chicos son chavales. O sea, luego después cada uno tiene sus particularidades, a uno le gusta más la música, a otro no le gusta más otras cosas, pero son chicos que viven y tienen esta ilusión. Y me ha gustado mucho una cosa que ha dicho, que él sabía que su zona de draft era el tercer día y que estaba
Sí.
tranquilo, que luego después, claro, lógicamente empieza el
El
sábado
primer día se
y
fue por ahí con sus amigos y que no lo vio el primer día tan siquiera.
sí, sí, pero que el sábado ya y que luego después a él concretamente el draft le trajo una sorpresa, que es le adelantaron, digamos, una ronda a lo que él pensaba que era su mejor escenario. Y bueno, es que este chico, la verdad, es que lo rompió. O sea, su Pro Day ha sido tan espectacular porque yo no recuerdo un linebacker corriendo en 4.39 en un Pro Day. O sea,
No, es
este
una
chico
barbaridad, una barbaridad.
es es impresionante. Entonces tú sabes que ya, y él lo dijo perfectamente, esto va sobre la velocidad en el juego. Y él es rápido, es muy rápido. Luego después, en el campo, se tendrá que adaptar a los sistemas, pues empezará más, poco a poco menos, tiene mucha competencia en el puesto, seguramente es de Special Teams, pero hostia, tío, cuarta ronda, Chicago Bears, un tío de Maryland que le gusta Lamar Jackson y Zay Flowers, o sea, bah,
Se
yo,
fija mucho en la Monta
de
David.
verdad, sí, sí, fascinado con sus respuestas y me gusta mucho también los jugadores que cogió para los sacks. O sea, son dos jugadores además que son
Sí,
difíciles de atrapar, ¿no? O sea, hacer
total.
un sack a Jaden Daniels o a Lamar Jackson no es lo mismo
Sí,
como hacérselo a Mason Rudolph.
total, total, desde luego. Y luego también. Ay, se me olvidó lo que iba a decir. Ah, sí. Lo que ha dicho, ¿no? De lo que le gusta mucho el tema de la cultura, ¿no? Que le gusta escribir, que le gusta escribir música, le gusta leer y demás. Te habla de que puede ser un tío que tenga un nivel cultural, yo creo que por encima de la media de este perfil de jugador. No por nada, sino también algo por la edad, porque este jugador que tiene 22, 23 años, me parece que tiene. Lo mismo para su edad está por encima de la media. Y cuando nos decía, ¿no? Que para él lo más difícil de la transición de high school a college fue lo que le he preguntado, ¿no? Que esa pregunta lo tenemos en el guión, pero me gusta siempre hacer esa pregunta, ¿no? De aprender nuevos esquemas defensivos, aprender nuevos playbooks y demás. Claro, si de high school a college el salto es grande, hostia, de college a la NFL, ¿no? Y sobre todo cuando das según con qué tipo de coordinador defensivo des o de entrenador de perfil defensivo des, claro, esto tiene que ser para ellos también o sea, aprenderse la Biblia al revés.
Sí, la rehostia, podríamos decir, incluso. O sea, es que tiene que ser increíble que el cambio que ellos tienen de repente. No sé, a mí desde luego me ha conquistado. Todos sabéis perfectamente que yo no, precisamente no soy de los Bears, no tengo ningún problema en decirlo, pero yo cuando veo a este chico en el campo, vamos, yo voy a ir con él como si fuera de mi familia. Quiero decir, al final estos lazos que haces, es que de verdad, al final estos lazos que haces con esta gente y tal, con Rubén, con otros chicos, no sé, yo lo siento un poco como míos. Yo sé que no tengo nada que
Sí, sí,
ver con
sí.
ellos, quiero decir, no sé si me entiendo lo que quiero decir, pero yo, el día del Pro Day, mucha suerte, tal, él te contesta, o sea, este tío tiene que tener 3.000 mensajes y tiene que ser un tío tan majo que contesta a los 3.000. O sea, y
Total.
este tipo de personas hay que valorarlas, porque al final ellos saben que esto, a la vez de ser bonito, también, entre comillas, puede ser efímero. O sea, seguro que no sabe si esta experiencia le va a durar 10 años, 12, 15 o 3.
Ujú.
Y él lo está
Desde luego.
disfrutando y a mí ver la ilusión y todo cómo se toma la vida este chico, a mí me conquistó.
Sí, pues Adri, mil gracias y enhorabuena por haber conseguido esta charla con Rubén y gracias por este rato, amigo.
Nada, nada, gracias a Rubén, gracias a ti, porque al final pues yo soy voy a aprender inglés. O sea, tengo como esta cosa de decir,
Hostias,
tengo que aprender
sacaste
inglés,
hostias, sí.
y, ¿sabes? Entonces, ¿sabes? Nada, gracias a él y tal, y como siempre aquí seguimos cooking.
Eso es. Muchas gracias a todos los que habéis visto este vídeo, como dicen los youtubers, like, suscribíos y todo ese tipo de cosas. Y atentos a lo que se viene, que tenemos muchas más cositas, vamos a decir, por el estilo en el horno. Sed felices.
Chao.